camera, and don't think anything. People will adore you for being brave enough to go ahead and admit that you're not where you want to be and you want to get better. That's the hardest thing in life, is to admit. You know, what's kind of made me different. I was 180 pounds when I won the 50,000 at Calgary in the steer wrestling. I set the record at I still hold the record at Houston at the Reliance Center for the fastest steer throw, and I was 3.2, because I asked questions. I know I didn't know the answers, so I asked. I hung around Cody O, asked him, how do you do this, how do you do that? Curtis Cassidy in the steer wrestling, traveled with him. You know, I'm not scared to ask, because I know I didn't know. It's the only way you're going to get better. That's what I really find hard in this competitive horsemanship or competitive horses, is people are pretty shy to ask, kind of, and it's kind of like they don't want to admit that they don't know. On just a little bit. I just like to see him turn loose a little bit more and see where them shoulders are leaning. And it's kind of like if you really let go, these horses are you know, gonna leave the arena, and you get to pull on these shoulders. But you can see here how Jessica's kind of shaping that inside rein a little bit, you know, and she's kind of got it held the whole time. I would like to see her turn it loose, let this horse kind of veer off out of the arena, and then pull them shoulders through the center of the bullseye. And as you see her sister here, I can see that she's kind of fiddled with the circle, but she doesn't really pull that shoulder through the center of the circle. You can tell that when the horse is wrong, she's wanting to kind of go through the middle, but she isn't actually making a 90-degree turn through the middle of the bullseye. You got to see your circle as the dartboard, and there being that red circle, and you have to go through the inside of that circle in order to make an impression on them shoulders, in order to pull on them shoulders enough. It's probably one of the things that probably surprised me when I rode with them guys. When they'd say pull, they'd say pull. It wasn't just like a little girl pull. You pick them up and pull them through the middle. See again how she's holding this inside rein the whole time. I mean, it looks pretty and everything, but she doesn't really let go and let this horse make the mistake of letting them shoulders drift out, so she can pick them up and pull them shoulders through the middle. And again, remember folks, it's got nothing to do with loping a perfect circle. It's got to do with getting the body parts broke, so when we go around the barrels and pull on the body parts, the body parts are softened by doing this circle. So she's never once let this horse drift out of the circle, right? And if she probably was to hang on the pommels and just close her eyes, this horse would really straighten out and be flat. So, and what she's doing, she's not probably softening the ribs at all with her feet. Nice. So I see what you got going on. So now it's my turn. All right, this is what you pay me for. Like it or not. So number one, you jumped on and you did no groundwork, right? It's okay, don't worry, I'm just telling you, because I'm going to climb on this horse and I'm just going to take you through my daily routine. So you did no groundwork, and then you got on, and I could see that you've been watching my videos. You're trying to get a little bit of an arc. You were trying to do my circles, I think, a little bit. You had an arc going on. I really like. So there's bottom line. You had lots of good stuff going on. I just need to tweak some things. So in your run, let's go from the finish and back up. So this horse really looked good in its warm up. A lot of arc. You know, looked like in her brain, what is it? He kind of understood, you know. But then when you made the run is the test, and when you had to take a hold of this horse to help it, threw its head up in the air. And that just tells me again, my whole deal about from me is getting, the reason I left Pat eventually was because I seen videos of guys like Tim McQuay out there and how broke they got them horses and how their expression looked like they knew what they were doing. And then when I showed up at his place and seen them horses work, I was like, holy crap. So when I see this horse's expression right here go around them barrels and throw his head up in the air, you just got to learn how to get that muzzle broke a little bit better. All right, nothing major. And that's the thing that the country bumpkins don't want to slow down and take the time and do. They just want to keep competing, and it's kind of like, you know, you keep making the definition of insanity, keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I suppose that's why you're here, right? This horse, from what I seen, not enough bend. I see you're not wearing spurs. And I'll show you how, but we've got to get a lot more arc in this horse, because when you actually went in the run, then he really flattened out and couldn't get the ribs out of the way. And as I was telling my social media while you were going through your run, or your slow work, I said, see, this girl doesn't have spurs on, and she's trying to get the ribs out of the way, but and she's having trouble doing it, which I seen at a walk. What's it going to be like, sure enough, in a run, right? All right. So that's just a couple things I picked on you about, which is basically, it's not like I'm teaching people that don't know anything. So you've got lots of good things going. So we'll just tie up. We'll go over and get on this horse that I've got like 80 rides on. And I'll just do my thing. It won't take long. And then we'll get you guys kind of doing some new stuff, okay? So, and I'll probably talk a lot and give you little things that I do, because this horse is far enough along. So for me, everything matters. Everything from pulling the shank out of my hand to eating grass. When I see girls have them wide-webbed halters across the nose, I hate that. The things that your horse does while you're leading them around, to me, is a respect thing. And you just kind of notice how this isn't my horse, this is a client's horse. Just everything I do is there's a reason for it. I don't ride horses around with tennis shoes on. I don't like them being able to push against my feet, you know, and think that that's okay. So just little things. I don't want to be anal either, but it's just a way of life for me on how I react. Get the saddle in the right position, carry it just like a Indian lady carries a, what do they call it, a boost or whatever. See how this swings on like this? And I'm on this side to push this blanket up off the mane so you're not pulling on the mane. I'm right here to let the girths down. If the cinch wasn't right, I could adjust it right here rather than have, if I'm saddling from that side, I got to walk around, right? Push it underneath here, see where the center is. If it's going to be wrong, I can change it right here. But for the most part, you got to understand that most of these horses, the work's being done on this side, right? Everybody, they halter them right from day one from this side. And I've taught ladies before. I don't want to pick on ladies, but I haven't really ever taught any. And these ladies never got past the shoulder. It was just habit of them. They just spend no time back here. I spent a lot of time back here rubbing on tails, getting my horses soft back here, okay, and picking their hind legs up for the shoer. Right side, hind quarters. Get this horse to, then you have to move my feet. how I'm going backwards, not going forward, going backwards. See how he's going left? Done this with this horse for a little bit, this part of it, because I'd done it before, didn't really need it anymore for a while. Obviously he did, right? Now, can I get this horse to rotate his hindquarters around, kind of leave his front end in the same spot? All right, pretty nice little feel there, isn't there? Rotate forequarters around the hindquarters. And I back them up. Other side. Might tie into catching them.
Yeah.
A little bit, right? I've seen Jessica when you were riding. I really liked your arcs, but you were hanging on with your inside rein most of the time. So all of this, watch this. This is a good example. So I'm going to try and get this horse to go back without the shank making contact. I might have to, right? You might have to hit him with that rein. I don't want you holding it to them all the time. And here's the thing about horses that's different than a lot of people understand, is that if you give them a job and let them do their job, they feel special. But when you always hang on to them, they just kind of like slobbers dripping out of their mouth, and they're like, I'm just being drug around here. I don't get to choose. I'm just an object. But when you give them a task, as in training dogs, dog's right here, if you tell him, hey, Callie, load up. So Callie would run and get on the highest, closest thing to me, then bails. He's doing a job for me, and he feels, even though he sits there for an hour, he was given a job, and he feels tickled. Nice, casual. Now he feels special. I'm not going like this. You know, bothering him the whole time, right? Games. Went friendly game, which was rhythmic motion. Went steady pressure. Then I went rhythmic something I did the Friday that I quit them. Some try. Behind back here, I'm driving. I'm behind the drive zone. If I get in front of the shoulders, I can probably stop them.
Yeah.
When you see them start to kind of tuck their nose. See, the emotions are different going this direction. Mentally, you can tell like he likes this direction better today. He's starting to look to quieter you keep them. Metal in their mouth. We know what that thing's for, but they don't know what it's for. You have to teach them what it's for. Leads off without stumbling around. Looking for that arc, looking for a little expression. Mark when I'm countering them circles up there. Alright, now I'm ready to ride.
Yeah.
You guys do any of that? Was it on camera, you guys? Ground games and your time to work if I can. See there, I don't have to do it that way. You can pull on the rein, but look how I reach down this rein. It's like 2, 3, this is in a cold start. 4, 1, 2, 3, relax. A little bit of rub. Put your heart in your hand and rub your horse with it. I see lots of girls are just in love with their horses, barrel race and whatever, and they never rub on their horses. Rub on them. Find them spots that them horses like to be rubbed on. Okay. So now we've got a little bit of vertical flexion going there. Can I play a little kind of the games on the back? All right. Can I move these hindquarters? Can I hold the shoulder still and move these hindquarters? Hold that shoulder still and move these hindquarters. Can I move the forequarters? Yo-yo, go back and forth. All right, so and there's where we are with this horse. So my focus is that okay? So now I'm headed out onto this circle. All right. Now here's how this circle works. Is that I have a border here of 5-10 feet, which is my grass. That thing over there in the center of them barrels is kind of my circle. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see me really turn loose here, right? And I was telling the camera, Jessica, when you were riding, on how you never really let your horse off of the circle. You were trying to be loose, and that's the difference. Like, you did a great job, but you're just 20% away from actually turning them loose, and you're just kind of holding them like that, right? You're going to watch me. And this horse, going to his right, he really wants to be flat, and instead of me keeping him on the circle, see, that's what us cowpokes do. We keep him on the circle by holding that rein just a little bit. You're going to see me turn this rein loose, and you're going to see me pull him through the dartboard. So I was talking about your circle, Cassidy. Think of your circle as the dartboard with the red circle in the middle. When I pull on them shoulders, which you never did enough, I want to pull and come through the inside of that red dot. You have to pull on these enough to make a difference. And you keep pulling on them like that, and pretty soon they find it more work to lean on the barn if they keep getting pulled on like that. But you kind of went through that circle like you were like 20 feet off of the red deal, of the dart, the red bullseye over. So if you're going to the right, you should come through the inside of it. Pull on them shoulders enough and drive with your inside foot enough to come on the inside of that. So these get really softened up, right? Because that's that same pull to finish the turn in the barrels, right? So watch me going to the right. You're going to see me really turn this horse loose. He's going to be real flat. You're going to see me pull him through the middle, and you can see him make the decision. Do I want to go to the barn? Do I want to go to the barn? Geez, there's a lot of work to go to the barn. I keep getting pulled through the middle to where pretty soon he goes, you'll see this ear go, nah, I'm not going to the barn. And you'll see him get on the circle on his own, and then you're going to see him create a little bit of arc on his own. For the first part, he's going to be real flat, no arc. And I would have to it's too much work, right? So I'm using his natural thoughts of pulling him through the middle. Pretty soon he'll get tired of it, and you're going to see him get real round all on his own. Then I can go ahead and put more meaning to it if he gets some of it himself, right? Then 3/4 of the way through that, I'm going to feel pretty good about it. I'm going to add 2 hands, because then I'm going to work on vertical flexion, which is the hardest thing. To get these horses to give me their face like this, driving forward, just like you were getting into your barrels, and neither one of you, and you're going to see me after that, you're going to see me canter some faster circles. And I'm going to come through the center, and I'm going to go easy. And I'm going to look for this horse to drop a little bit, come back to me, right? Both of you going into the barrels, I didn't see any getting ready for the turn, right? So I'm going to give you a little exercise that's going to start helping you get them ready for the turn, which is speed control. After I get all that done, I'll put a little speed control in it. And you put it at the end because they're a little bit tired, and it works for you. All right, so here we go. First and foremost, I forgot. So here we go, pulling this head around, getting the ribs out of the way. See how my hand locks on here? Both of you guys were letting your hand kind of like this. They can feel they're getting relief from that. So they're like, yeah, that don't really do it for me. I don't have to get off that bit. But when it's here, they can feel it, and they kind of get sick of pulling on the fence post. So my foot is doing all of the work, and the more that I can even open this up like that, I'd like to just kind of rear back. That's just kind of a move I'm putting in there. So here's this inside rein. See, my reins are a little more floppy than you girls. I'm kind of leaning back, and I'm driving with my core. My feet are kind of waving at them, driving them forward. Make the mistake. Oh, look where he's going. Through the middle. See, there's the middle of that dartboard. I went on the inside of that. Oh, through the middle. See how he's kind of flat? That's all right. When he decides to quit going to the barn, he'll get up through the middle. How I keep going through the inside of the dartboard. Up. Direct support. Inside rein shows him the direction. This outside one pulls right past my belt loop. And my foot does a lot of work. Driving, all that energy is coming out right here, going over there. out of that right eye. He's kind of going, all right. So now I can pull on that rein and start softening that corner. Let it go. Do it and do it and do it. You're going to have to do this every day of every riding day of your life, is softening your horse. Tim McQuay's wife has jumping horses. Same thing, they go out on the weekend, try and win money. You come back and try and soften them during the week. This is how you do it. See that head starting to look in, the arc in that body now? Tons easier to work with their natural tendencies than to force them into it. Look at my inside foot, kind of banging on his rib cage. Get out of the way. How about a little counter here? Kind of helps for leaning shoulders. Here we go. Pull them off of that inside rein and then let them go. How about countering some squares? So watch how these reins work, girls. This is something I'm going to get in. Watch how that outside rein pulls back here, which you would think would take their head that way, but the inside rein won't let it. So here we go. You can't see it, but I'm pulling on that outside rein. The inside rein, inside foot keeps them from making a 90-degree turn. Then let them go, set them up, let them go. How about a little speed control? Have to transition to one hand someday anyway. Here we do a little barrel work. We're going to do rights. Move the spine. Set them up. interested, or do you want to load up and go home?
No.
So I didn't do, other than the barrel work, other than the counter cantering and the speed control, everything else is done on a daily basis. This horse had, like I said, had me for 90 days, a little bit of a problem horse, and but I just do the same thing every day. Do some games, looking for that arc in them games, tie their head around, look for a little bit of the arc, get them on these circles, and that's huge. This circle here is huge, keeping them from running off, staying off their head.